A journalist once paid $300 and was able to get access to someone's real-time phone location. They were able to watch this person move across the city from their house to a gas station to a parking lot, like all of that, their entire daily life. And that person had absolutely no idea what was happening. Like $300 was all it took. And any phone on AT&T's network, well, they were vulnerable. Like there was no hacking required, none of that. They just paid a bounty hunter who paid AT&T. Like your phone carrier, the company that you pay every month, has been selling your exact real-time location to anyone willing to pay for it. And right now, your carrier knows exactly where you are sitting watching this. But today, after years of lawyers and courtrooms and fighting every single dollar of accountability, the Supreme Court of the US, well, they ruled against them in a ruling 8-1. AT&T and Verizon lost, and the fine stands. I want you to understand though, what today actually means for your privacy specifically, because most people are never really going to hear this story, and honestly the fact that you are here right now means that you are already the kind of person who pays attention to the sort of things that actually do matter. Alright, so first let's understand what your carrier was actually selling. So think about everywhere you went last month, like your doctor, I don't know, therapist, I don't know, fast food, the place you just go to where you don't mention to anyone, late nights, early morning, just all of that, private moments. Your phone was probably there for all of it, and your carrier logged all of it, and that is not a metaphor or some sort of exaggeration. That is literally what has been happening. Right now, your carrier has a record of everywhere you have physically been for as long as you have had that phone. Every single appointment, no, every commute, just all of it has been pretty much time stamped and tied to your identity. And for years, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon looked at that map of your physical life and decided it was worth more as a product, as something to actually protect. So they sold it to data brokers, to private investigators, to companies that repackaged it and just sold it again to whoever would pay. A county sheriff in Missouri uses, for example, to track people without a warrant. There was no court order. He was literally just able to pay a service that paid the carriers. And the thing is that when the carriers found that their data was being used this way, well, they just kept on selling. Because honestly, to them, your privacy was never the point. Your location was the product. And you could not do anything about it because you cannot live a normal life without a phone. And you cannot have a phone, obviously, without having a carrier that knows where you are. So the FCC investigated, found out what was actually going on, and fined all four carriers a combined $200 million for selling your location without your consent. And you would think that that would just be the end of it, because that is how this is supposed to obviously work. You just got caught, you pay, and you stop. But AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, well, they just spent years in court fighting to escape every dollar of it. They argued that the fines were unconstitutional. They just argued that they deserved a jury trial before paying anything, and they took it all the way from circuit court to the Supreme Court of the U.S. itself. And the whole time that was happening, your location, well, it was still being collected. Your routine was still being logged, and that record of your physical life was still sitting in their databases. Because fighting the fine and protecting your privacy, well, they are two completely separate things to these sort of companies. Paying a fine does not mean they respect your privacy. It just means that they got caught. And I want to think about what that actually means for a second. Because honestly, these are the companies you pay every month, and when they got caught selling your location to strangers, they did not stop. They just kept on doing it, and they did not apologize. They spent millions on lawyers to fight the people trying to protect you, looked at a $200 million fine, and decided fighting it was worth the cost, because selling where you go every day was just making them even more than that. Your location, your daily routine, all of that, it was worth more than $200 million to them. But today, they lost. This morning, the Supreme Court, they ruled 8-1 against AT&T and Verizon. The Chief Justice, well, they wrote the majority opinion about this, and I'm not going to give a whole legal yap, but pretty much they looked at years of location data being sold to data brokers and bounty hunters, and a sheriff tracking people without warrants, and they ended up saying that the government has every right to punish you for this. 8-1, that's a pretty landslide thing. Now though, I do want to be honest about what today does and does not change for you specifically, because this matters. Your carrier still knows where you are right now. The data that was already sold, well, it's already out there and it's not going to be coming back. But today's ruling does not delete any of that. What it does though is that it confirms that selling your location without your consent is illegal, and that the government has the authority to actually enforce that if they want to. And that's a big deal, because it means that every future attempt by a carrier to sell your location and just end up trying to dodge accountability now has been sitting on top of it. The carrier spent years just trying to make sure that enforcement authority did not exist. But today, the highest court in the country, well, it says that it does. Your privacy is supposed to be protected under the law, and today that was proven as it possibly could be. So here's what today actually proves. The fight for your privacy can win. Not quickly, not cleanly, and not before real damage gets done, I'll admit that. Because your location was sold for years before any of this happened, and none of that can really be undone. But the fight can definitely win. A regulator invested, issued fines, the carriers fought with everything they had, and then the highest court, well, they were just nah, they sided with your privacy. Which is a good thing. That does not happen on its own. That happens because people actually paid attention, because journalists published what was actually being done with your location data, and also because regulators decided it was just worth fighting for, because enough people refused to accept the simple fact that a real-time location being sold to absolute strangers for $300 was just a normal thing that should happen. Your privacy isn't a lost cause. It's a fight that can be won when enough people stay engaged with it. And I will admit, the war is not over. A carrier still knows where you are. Data brokers, well, they're still out there. And there's nothing stopping carriers from doing this again tomorrow. And I will say, it's not the US government is not privacy centric. There's a whole other issues with states. It's not the Supreme Court just loves privacy now that is not exactly the case. But today, the people who said your location is not a product, well, they actually want to fight. And if you watch this on carrier data instead of scrolling past, well, it means you're part of the reason this fight keeps moving forward. So yeah, that's the first video. Drop a comment if you want, subscribe, all of that. And I do want to say that a lot of times we spend a lot of time talking about how bad things are, how much data is being collected. Obviously that's important stuff to talk about. There is real harm against privacy. It's still going on. However, I do like to make videos like this sometimes, just because getting hope out there is an important thing. Today is a reminder, honestly, that it does not always have to stay the way carriers they can lose. The people causing the erosion of privacy, they can lose. Privacy itself is inherently not a lost cause. That is one thing that I do want to make clear. There's still harm, but people can convince higher bodies actually regulate this stuff. It's not just over, I would say. But yeah, that's honestly just it for this video. For real, drop a comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you next time.